If you think this works for you and I'm in your house, that's fine, or I'll leave. I'll wear it. I'm not looking to hurt your feelings. That's okay. But I was glad at the Trump presser yesterday, he made that exact point that I'm going to leave this up to locals who can figure it out. We don't need a national mandate. Good for President Trump fighting back against this just nonsense from the Harris Biden ticket. So, I'm sitting here yesterday, watching the news, and the Harris Biden ticket comes up. And I know it's the Harris Biden. That's what it is on this show. So please, I get it. I even got a few emails. It's not Biden. I refuse to do that. It's the Harris Biden. And Joe Biden decides it's time to talk again. Takes no questions at a press conference, which really isn't a press conference. It's just Joe Biden afraid to take questions. And he decides to come out with this gem. Apparently, Joe Biden thinks you're too stupid to make the decision yourself about when you need to wear a mask and don't. So we got this gem from Sleepy Creepy yesterday. Check this one out.
Every single American should be wearing a mask when they're outside for the next 3 months at a minimum. Every governor should mandate mandatory mask wearing. The estimates by the experts are it will save over 40,000 lives in the next 3 months. 40,000 lives. The people act responsibly. And it's not about your rights, it's about your responsibilities as an American.
Not about your rights. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the Democrats summed up in one soundbite right there. It's never about your rights. It has never been about your rights. Now, for the dopey liberals, not all liberals, not all Democrats, but for the dopey ones who listen, and believe me, we have a lot. I get your death threats on Facebook. I put them out on social media and Parler and stuff all day. I actually screenshot them and send them out with the line, he seems nice. Yeah, some like tough guy, pseudo-fake bodybuilder guy said to me, we're coming for you. I'm going to find you. Sure you are. Sure your muscles. We got that. So we get that a lot. But it's never, ever been about your rights. They don't care about your rights. He summed up everything right there. Now, there was something else that came out in their proposal. They want to hire 100,000 contact tracers. 100,000 contact tracers, meaning this. If you test positive for the coronavirus, they're going to come to your house. So we're going to see a situation like we've seen in Melbourne, Australia, that I've been covering on this show. Enforced quarantines with fines and potential arrest if you leave your house. Then they're going to find everybody else you say you were in contact with and quarantine them to the house too under penalty of law or arrest. Have they thought any of this through? Joe, what's likely to happen if, let's say, you hire 100,000 contact tracers, government bureaucrats, to come to people's houses, and these people, Joe, know that anyone they say they were in contact with, regardless if they're showing any symptoms or not, that they're going to be enforced on a quarantine too, potentially under the penalty of law under the police state Harris Biden administration. Joe, do you think it's possible, not a trick question, do you think it's just possible that people would not cooperate and refuse to say who they've been in contact with? I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of fibbing going on. Yeah.
Like what's happening everywhere else. They've tried this dopey contact tracing on a mass scale scheme. It doesn't work, ladies and gentlemen. Contact tracing works very well at the onset of a viral outbreak, very well to contain it. Ladies and gentlemen, the time for it to be contained is over. The time right now is to develop treatments, to develop good quality testing that's quick and fast, and to develop vaccines. Contact tracing can be useful in certain places where you've yet to have a widespread outbreak. In places where it's widespread, ladies and gentlemen, it's useless. You're going to quarantine everyone. This is what they want. Now, another point I brought up at the beginning of the show before I move on here. So just to be clear, Joe Biden, it's not about your rights. It's never about your rights. The Democrats don't care about your rights are meaningless to them. Don't you get that? This is the bizarre, just upside down, dipsy-do flipperooski the Democrats pull all the time. The same Democrats complaining right now that President Trump sent federal agents, not federal troops. Please don't be a moron and say federal troops. I'm just begging you not to take the imbecile path if there's a fork in the road. Who sent federal agents to Portland to defend a federal courthouse on federal property that rioters and criminals and terrorists wanted to burn to the ground, the Antifa terrorists, the anti-First Amendment crew. They don't think that's in the realm of President Trump's federal constitutional powers. Hilariously. No, he's not allowed to do that. They also don't think that the federal government can enforce immigration law. No, the states should be able to do it. It's federal immigration law. The same people who believe that the government has no power to stop you from burning down a courthouse. It's open season on courthouses. It's also open season on our borders. The federal government definitely doesn't have the power to enforce federal immigration law. The same people who tell you that think the federal government has the power, according to the Harris-Biden ticket, to mandate mask wearing outside across the entire United States, regardless of the local conditions in your area. I was glad during last night's presser, Trump fought back against this and was very clear. Again, I'm not anti-mask, folks. I'm not. Again, despite the massive volume of death threats that liberals send me, I'm not. I listen to the show. They mischaracterize what I say. I don't believe they're particularly effective. If you believe it does and it puts you at ease, I'll wear one for you. That's okay. It's your business. I don't wear them in my house when I don't have to. I definitely don't wear them outside, especially when no one's around me, because that's idiotic. If you think this works for you and I'm in your house, that's fine, or I'll leave. I'll wear it. I'm not looking to hurt your feelings. That's okay. But I was glad at the Trump presser yesterday, he made that exact point, that I'm going to leave this up to locals who can figure it out. We don't need a national mandate. Good for President Trump fighting back against this just nonsense from the Harris-Biden ticket.
You just heard Dan Bongino.